Yeah, another unknown film review. I guess I really am continuing them. And this one on Area 51, a definitely unknown film because against a budget of around 5 million, I think it made $7,556 dollars, which is not much, like at all. I think Exists made more money, and that still didn't make much money at all. Which is also made by another filmmaker who kind of like pioneered the whole found footage genre. I think that's Eduardo Sanchez, one of the people who made Blair Witch Project. This is made by Oren Peli, who made Chernobyl Diaries, which was actually kind of successful, despite that being a pretty big stinker, at least compared to this. I mean, this isn't a very good movie, but I think it's a bit above average. It's not as bad as when I first watched it, but I am going to be doing a bit of a quick review. So yeah, it didn't make much money. It's for sure an unknown film, as well. The trailer did get a decent amount of views. That's probably because of the whole Area 51 raid, which is why I'm doing this for like the 2-year anniversary. I was going to do it for the 1-year anniversary, but I just never got around to doing it. But yeah, it's basically about these 3 people, technically 4 later on, that try to basically break into Area 51, and most of the movie is basically how they break in and what goes wrong. Although for a movie called Area 51, they're not in it for long. It's fucking flying around here, but still. The summer is really annoying with bugs and stuff. They are just so annoying. Yeah, at least it's more consistent than the weather around here, which is just rain or being really hot, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. The point is, the film starts with some clips from people, not the main characters, along with a dude talking about the legal troubles of filming Area 51. Talking about them and how they were cool dudes and would just disappear. And now Reed became obsessed with Area 51, which starts to set up an interesting character, but never really goes through with it. Shame. It's a good idea for a character and could have led to some interesting dynamics and different dynamics, stuff like that, but it just never really gets developed that much. We then meet the 3 main characters. I mean, there's gonna be one that we see later. Reed, Ben, and Darren. We see a scene of them partying, but it doesn't really add anything, though it's at least entertaining. But the only important thing is that Reed sucks at karaoke. I mean, Reed leaves the party only to show up later. That's more important, I guess. I don't know. Neither of them are really too important. Because, again, doesn't really get developed much. The 3 pack for a secret mission and watch footage of some terrorists being thwarted because they can still be seen in the middle of the night. And Ben says how the American government fucks you up if you do something like that. But Reed exclaims how they won't be the same because they have something to make them seem invisible. Reed and Darren tested a signal jammer on Ben in a scene that's actually kind of funny, so there's that. I'm already off to a better start than, like, fucking Final Project, where, like, it's just an hour of people bickering me, like, oh, I'm a bitch. Oh, wait, no, you're more bitch. We're both bitches. I think I repeated a joke from another video by saying that, but fuck that movie. Just an hour of nonsense shit. Reed talks on the phone to this random girl who claims her dad worked in Area 51, and Ben smartly points out how this isn't really smart. And how the dad killed himself, so he must not be very stable, like, mentally. They rent a room at, Hooters, I guess, because I guess they have hotels. I just searched it up, and apparently that's an actual thing, so, that was just a restaurant, but I guess it's both. And they sneak their night vision into a strip club for a scene that doesn't really add much besides showing the night vision works and can be sneaked in, but I'm going to assume the actors enjoyed filming the scenes for obvious reasons. They send Reed to a restaurant to meet the girl whose dad worked at Area 51 named Helena, and the 4 then go to a storage facility where Helena talks about how her dad became paranoid and said their phones were tapped and people were following them, which sounds like a legit scarier movie than this. And I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Banshee Chapter, where, like, if you do this certain thing, you're followed by these creepy things, which I guess take your skin and, like, pretend to be like you, but all fucked up with a weird filter. It's got the dude from Silence of the Lambs and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I think his name is Ted Levine, and I believe it's produced by Zachary Quinto. Put an image of that stuff just to, like, give it a scotch of legitimacy, what I'm saying. But yeah, it just sounds scarier. She also makes a point that after he died, their house was raided and how the government wants this stuff that's about to be filmed, and if they were to be successful, it would be out and be released in the internet. Real smart move, guys. Just great intelligence. They learn from a person how to sneak into Area 51, then find this dude's flight who they can break into their house, to get the things necessary for getting into the Area 51, like a badge, etc. I think that's it, though, like a badge or something like that, I don't know. They follow his car, and I don't care how many cars you let go in front of you, I feel like you would notice he's being followed, and even after they drive past him, I would have taken, like, a slightly different path, or I don't know, I feel like it's unbelievable that, like, he wouldn't be like, this same car is following me. I don't know. They then have a stakeout, and the dude eventually leaves, and Reed decides to go in for himself.
Breaking in. Darren, we can't let him break in. I'm gonna go help him, okay? Listen, what? Man, just relax. Look, take this.
Darren follows and they find info, which totally makes sense because nobody that works at Area 51 doesn't bring back their what? Okay, I'm trying to be sarcastic, but the main point is this is stupid. Like, what if they experienced a break-in and that info got leaked? They would be fucked. The family would be fucked. That would just be putting them in danger for a stupid ass reason. And that's not very smart. I'm assuming they would probably leave it in a different area. Or like this would be more guarded or something. Because if they're gonna leave info in this area and the government doesn't want us to see that, why the fuck would it be in some random ass house? In this random, not even like a nuclear family, because it's not like, 2 kids, it's usually 1 kid. Why? That's so stupid. That would never fucking happen. That's like the one thing that pisses me off about this film. It's just, come on. But the dude and his family come back into the house, and Darren hides in the bathroom until the family's asleep. And he finds Reed, and the two get into Ben's car, and the three leave. Ben rightfully gets worried, because he's actually kind of smart in this movie, despite the fact that he doesn't do too much, especially when they get into actual Area 51. He's barely in it, and you're probably going to forget about him. But they find a home base and interview a few people, one of whom says how they are reverse engineering a spaceship nearby, and another says how the aliens have like black eyes that look like an endless pit, and now they have white blood and can move around. Water break. Apparently spits transform if you don't hydrate, so I don't want that. It happened like once or twice in like one of my reviews. I know it's disgusting, but it's what happens when you don't hydrate. So, yeah, back to the review. This one guy also says you can get put in an internal endless white, I guess, where you can't see where the floor stops and the ceiling starts, which I find a very cool and ominous line. Also, the dude looks slightly like Dieter Stark from The Lost World, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just making that up. I just like that film. Jesus Christ, that was so random. Burp funny, random noise. It's probably a joke in like some random fucking show. I bet Hoops did it. Except Hoops, actually no, I don't really like that show. It was, They meet a guy named Glenn who helps them figure out some stuff, like about how the camo dudes and how they set photos. It's a lot of stuff, but it's actually interesting. So while the film takes a while to get into actually like Area 51, it is kind of interesting to see them go through the steps and all this stuff, because it is kind of interesting. Even if it's not accurate, it's a fake universe where nobody fucking works at Area 51, which I'm going to bring up later. But still, it's interesting. It's cool. I mean, at least it keeps me entertained, so yeah. They meet some guy with his binoculars, and Ben antagonizes him like a bitch, the only time that he's kind of annoying, and the dude ends up being a nutcase. They go back into their home base and find Helena there, but Darren and Ben don't trust her for like 2 seconds, and then it's back to the plan. But Ben doesn't want to drive them unless Reed tells him a good reason for why he wants to do this, and Ben slightly develops his interesting character idea I talked about before by saying at the party he saw these... Oh my god, I said Ben! I meant Reed. I mean, their characters aren't super duper interesting. He saw these flashes and something is pulling him towards his base, which is interesting, but it doesn't get much more developed than that, so yeah, fuck that, I guess. Reed, Darren, and Helena get out of Ben's car and put on these suits and spray this gas used to make them seem invisible to the cameras. A helicopter flies by but doesn't really notice them, and they officially sneak into Area 51, around 50-something minutes into the movie, I think. They have a minor hiccup, or near hiccup, in some office cubicles almost being caught in a decently tense and decently done scene, so yeah, they also have to escape via stairwell B. They get into a locker room and find a walkie-talkie, but hear screaming, and Reed gets a nosebleed, I think, which I believe was mentioned earlier when they interviewed the locals about the aliens being nearby. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. The three of them sneak into a lab and find alien, cum milk? Well, it's not that it's alien blood, but I'll still call it that because I'm an edgy teenager and funny, things related to sex, funny, yeah. No. The alien cum milk moves around and this floating rock breaks out, making a loud noise, but in this universe, like I said, only a couple people work at Area 51, so nobody immediately or near immediately catches them. Okay, so there was a scene about a UFO that was in this film. I left it out because it didn't really add much besides show the pods and that, oh, there's a UFO, which I guess will be used later. I don't know. It's just not super duper important, honestly. Because I guess the movie would be over quickly, because realistically, they would find them immediately and shoot them. And the footage won't be found, so there won't be a movie. So, yeah. But sirens blare as the three get split up as Darren runs and Reed and Helena go into these tunnels their dad talked about. They find some pods of aliens and one standing up, and the scene gets weirdly quiet and just weird. I'm not sure if whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm kind of stuck on it. I might play like an actual clip of it right here.
Oh, fuck. Run. Go. Find a place to hide.
So, yeah. But they run away as we see Darren hunted by an alien, but of course we barely see it in shaky cam because it's scary to like 5 people, I guess. Most people, including me, it's just kind of lame, and most of the action occurs in 1. Blurry close-ups, blurry or quick wide shots, or just off camera with only sound and a resulting effect after it. Like, there's a part where, like, this door gets kind of like, I guess some of it's broken, but it's off camera, we hear a noise, and then we see the resulting after effect, which is still cool, but we should have seen it, like, while it's happening. I guess they just tried to save budget, despite having a decent budget. Like, I think No Escape had the same budget, which I also talked about wherever. You can click the bubble, I guess. But that looked much better, so, I think they were actually made in the same year as well, except this one actually had reshoots, apparently. Like, Area 51 had reshoots. Like, it was originally going to, I think it was originally filmed in 2009, so there's that. But still, it looks kind of cheap and just feels cheap, despite the fact that most of this movie doesn't really even see. It's weird. It's jarring. Like, I don't know why. It's annoying. Either way, nothing really in the moment either way, except this one guard getting grabbed and presumably killed. I think he's the only person. Actually, I don't think anyone actually dies in this movie, so that's kind of interesting, but other stuff happens. Either way, we cut back to Reed and Helena, who turns out is in a spaceship that got out of Area 51 because of shit security and I guess lack of security. And I guess they die because they'll be never seen again. I don't know. They're just never seen again. Darren manages to get out and goes to Ben, who, yeah, is still in this movie, like I said. I kind of forgot about him in the car. But Darren sees a UFO and gets brought up, and so does Ben in a pretty anticlimactic way, though I guess Blair Witch did something like that, so I can't complain, I guess. It's kind of weird. It's just kind of a random ending. This UFO got out because of shit security and I guess lack of security based on how little people are in the film, playing as guards, etc. So I guess humanity is also doomed and these 4 are maybe dead. I don't really know, man. All I know is that this movie isn't complete shit. Now this water is good. Water sponsoring this video. I forget what the company this is. I think it's EA, which is why I have to pay for every single drink. The point is, it's just kind of anticlimactic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just the fact that there's 0 security in this movie. The characters aren't super duper interesting. They're not developed that much. You barely see the aliens except for brief little moments, and they don't look too bad, but they just don't look too intimidating. There's nothing really scary about the film, and it just feels a little unrealistic, the security again. And I don't know, it just feels like wasted potential. I'm gonna turn off this light. Actually, if you don't know, this is like the light that makes this color. Loud. Not loud. Why did I say loud? That's like saying when you eat something, it hears weird. The point is, it feels a little underdeveloped. While it's entertaining and above average, it's just, this ending feels very quick, like they didn't know how to get rid of these characters. It's just like, oh yeah, let's have 2 of them end up in a UFO that got out because of shit security, and these 2 go up into the UFO. Not dying for sure, but still, I maybe would like a sequel on like people trying to find them or them trying to get out. I don't know, in a non-found footage way. I think if this wasn't found footage, it actually could have worked. You know, it just would have been much more interesting. But I guess we have this for now. It's not a terrible movie. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's just it's decent. It's about the same level as like The Darkest Hour 2011. It's entertaining. It's got some good moments. It's a little creepy, but it's not creepy enough to even really categorize it as a horror movie. But I don't know. I had a fun time watching it. It wasn't really stupid like it exists, which was also kind of fun in the first watch, but on the second watch, it just got dumber and dumber. But there are some problems, but I still enjoyed it. Do I recommend you watch it? Yeah, sure, go ahead, watch it. Watch my other unknown film reviews there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This is a bit of a quicker review, because I'm trying to, like, get through this stuff and, like, not make it as long so people watch more of the video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tonight. Okay, that was a random joke, but I'll see you whenever I upload my next video, whenever that comes out, maybe on Haunt, which is alright, a bit better than this. I don't really know, they're 2 different films. But yeah, they shouldn't have been found footage, honestly. It just kind of feels weird, like, I don't know. But this kind of sucked that I barely made any money. Either way, see you guys later. Bye-bye.